Heyo everybody, Haku here, and I just wanted to review and talk to you all about Saihate no Paladin, or the Faraway Paladin Season 1. I'm going to be watching Season 2 whenever I do my 2023 anime project that I'm going to work on. I did a 2022 anime project, but I wanted to do some stuff before I went and did a 2023 project. So yeah, Season 1 here, going to talk about it. This was by Children's Playground Entertainment, and I believe was based on a light novel, but Season 2 actually went to OLM, so we're going to have a different studio when it comes to the animation of Season 2. Just took a quick jump cut to confirm it was based on a light novel, and this, I would say, my recommendation before talking more deeply about the characters or story or anything, is if you like Mushoku Tensei, and you really like that story and want maybe a little bit more of an isekai that leans in that way rather than your just power fantasy isekai, I think this fits more into that mold. It's not like, oh, you get isekai'd and you're just this strong character, everyone immediately falls in love with you, all of that kind of stuff. This is a bit of a light isekai. It seems like the main character remembers a bit here and there from his past, and I almost don't want to give away the main character's name as a spoiler, really. I'll call him Will at the very least. And Will, I think, is a great character. The story starts out with kind of his birth and childhood, and much like Mushoku Tensei, we follow him through his childhood as he's getting older before going on these adventures. And I think getting those episodes and part of the story dedicated to growing and the passage of time is so important. I think that I like that a lot. I like that system of doing things a lot. His relationship to his parents here in the New World is done very, very well. So again, it's something that I would just compare a lot to Mushoku Tensei specifically, but it is of a lower production quality. It's just one of those things where there are a lot of things. I love Blue Reflection, the video game, and I would describe Blue Reflection as really similar to the Persona games, but it definitely has a lower production quality. But I still love it, and that's the thing here. You're not going to get the same production quality of Mushoku Tensei. You're maybe, to me personally, not going to get the same detail that Mushoku Tensei goes into, but you're going to get a lot of that detail. You're going to get a good production quality still, and to me, that is just the closest point of comparison, is it is a Mushoku Tensei light. So if you want to have a story that's kind of like that, this is how I would describe it. Once we get through a bit of the childhood stuff, we start going on the adventure, much like Mushoku Tensei. And the adventure, again, is something that's split apart into pretty neat little parts. Again, without spoiling too much, we get characters like Menaldor, who is a bit of a Sasuke to the main character's Naruto. It's not quite exactly a relationship like that, but I feel like you see that relationship a lot with the two sort of main male characters, like the highest pecking order side character compared to the main character themselves. It feels like that's such an easy comparison to fall into, and I guess that sort of trope or organization within anime goes back even further than Naruto. It's done by a lot of characters even before then. That's just something that immediately pops into my mind. The Goku and Vegeta of the series. But I do think that Menaldor ended up being my favorite character. I think Menaldor and his relationship to Will was done very well. You get characters joining like Rabina and the other guy whose name I'm blanking on right here at the moment. Sorry about that. But again, things like, so Menaldor is a bit of a hunter. You've got Rabina, who's a musician. The other guy is a merchant. So it's a really cool setup for a traveling party. It's not like, okay, there's the rogue and the warrior and all of this type of stuff. So I think that that's a neat thing, is that their party composition is a bit abnormal for the original traveling party. But again, characters will split up, travel with other characters, do different things. We meet new characters along the way and things like that. Some of the little side stories we get into along the way are very good. So all of that's neat. Again, this is only one season, so with them doing a lot of the childhood stuff and going on a bit of the adventurous stuff, it's something where I feel like I've barely seen anything so far. I've got 12 episodes worth, which was a good 12 episodes. We got a lot in those 12 episodes, but it just feels like in the grand scheme of things, I haven't seen a ton yet. It feels like there's so much more it has to give, so I am excited for season 2, and if we get a season 3, I'm excited for that. Another aspect I love of this anime is the sort of god system. There are gods within this anime that different characters will maybe pledge themselves to, or they'll get like sort of a blessing from this god, and this is the god that they're attached to, so they have some powers related to that, and that plays a big role where we have the main character is a paladin. He is all about his god, and he's going to like spread the word of them and do their will out in the world. And to me, that's interesting because you pretty much never see that in these fantasies. A lot of the time it's like, okay, the god is the bad guy, we need to go out to destroy the evil gods, or the gods are just like not really something that's in there except maybe to reincarnate the character or something. But again, the setup for it is a very cool thing in the lore of this world, and again, it feels like I've just seen such a teeny speck of the world. The history of this world seems very, very cool. I loved every part of that, so I think that's really good as well. Beyond that, I always like to touch on the opening and ending. I think the opening and ending are both good. Neither of them stuck out that much. They weren't that memorable. They didn't, do that much for me. But I'm a big opening and ending guy, and they were pretty good. Production quality, as I mentioned before, across the board, whether music, animation, all pretty good. Nothing that in 2025, when I'm reviewing it, is going to absolutely blow you away, because we, over the past couple of years, have had some absolutely mind-blowing looking anime, but it also certainly doesn't look bad. It doesn't look cheap. So, it's just a good looking anime, but I feel like the bar has been raised a lot just in the past few years in what your average good anime is going to look like. The bar is just shot up into the ceiling, but this is still good production-wise. At all of my reviews, I like to talk about my favorite character, waifu, and relationship. So for this one, character, I mentioned all of these already. I think my favorite character, I would say, was Meneldor. I ended up at first, the character trope is something I'm not all that into usually as much, but the relationship with Will and Meneldor toward the end was so well done that I was like, okay, yeah, this is really good, and Meneldor, I think, is my favorite character. And then, when it comes to waifu, best girl's gonna go to Rabina, halfling brother. We're making quarterlings. We're inventing them. Then, you've got my favorite relationship. I already mentioned it. It's Will and Meneldor. It was really well done. So I don't think I have much more to say. I kind of tried to squeeze all the discussion I could have out of this anime. So yeah, I enjoyed it. I would recommend it, and I'm going to be reviewing season 2 when I get to it. So thank you for watching. If you did like the video, comment down there to tell me what you thought of this anime, my thoughts and reaction, all of that kind of stuff. If you would like to help support the channel by sharing around or by dropping a super thanks, it's appreciated. I got so many other anime reviews to do, so many manga things. So if you want more anime and manga, webtoons, many other things, stick around. If you want to help support the channel, and, also get your name at the end of videos, get One Piece videos a bit early, you can join down below to become a member. Go to patreon.com/Haku of the Tubes, or a link will be in the description to become a patron. Thank you to chosen regulars Evan Holly and Bertie Wooster, Magical Girls, Evernono, J.A., and The D-Man, Cheriton students, David Langstaff and Folded Goal, Slayer candidates, SG and Stan Cedar, and Pure Elements, Pater Dial, and Elsa the Storyteller. Thank you so much for your support. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you all next time.